Yeah, Alex, welcome to the group, by the way. Let's have a look here at OM. Now, yesterday, it did have a similar pattern to Quick, I think it was, and Quick actually, Quick ran, but obviously BTC broke down and Quick and OM broke down. Interesting volume here. You know, it's nice to see well, there's a bit of a flush on volume there, and price is now trying to recover. There's a bit of a, you know, that's a kind of a bull flag type pattern, if you want to call it that. But let's have a look here. It is green on the day. It's green on the day when Bitcoin has been crushed, and when most of the market has been crushed. So that is called relative strength. There's relative strength in OM, which is, it's a positive sign. For example, if tomorrow, if the entire market lifted and tried to run, well, there's a good chance that OM can also have a good run, and the fact that it's already green on the day, it's showing more strength than other coins. So there is positives. Let's just zoom right out. I don't know what your time scale is. You can see it's large and green on the year. This is, I will say though, that this is into a possible dangerous location. It's into the highs of the entire chart. A lot of times you may need another year to, like, it's not alt season, it hasn't been alt season. I'm not saying it can't do that, but this is a resistance point, and it should be watched kind of carefully. You know, in alt season, of course, you can just blow through that, but you know, we have not seen an alt season. So yeah, I just want to point that out. You got to be careful on that area. There is, like, if you look here as well, these are bearish stop hunts. If I move that away, that's a bearish stop hunt. Technically now this is kind of bearish below this green line. Can it bounce and get some bounces up into it to retest it again? Yes, but technically it is bearish below it. This, yeah, I don't like this. I'm not the biggest fan. Now, I could be wrong on this, because sometimes you can get, this is a monthly chart, by the way. Sometimes if this holds strong here, sometimes it does do this, right, and move up. But what I will say is it is more difficult, right, for this to actually, you know, it can have some move, but this is a bit of a bearish candle here, and it's not easy for the price to just do that and have a bullish engulfing candle. It is possible, and there is relative strength here, but this is a slight warning. This is a slight warning, and this red candle is a slight warning in the fact that it might struggle to move back up here. I was trying to look for other examples of it, but there's not really any examples there, to be fair. So I'm just saying that it's difficult for this to move up, right, because it's been up so far. This is also a 9-week, technically a bearish candle, but what I will say is, in 5 days time, in 4 days time I should say now, in 4 days time, there is a new 9-week candle. This is a 9-week chart, by the way, and a new 9-week candle. This can have upside, and this can do something like this, right? So that is possible, to try and retest the highs. So we do need to watch it. I know I said it's difficult for it to move up, but there is a new candle. Like, if you look here, this is difficult to do, right? But these wicks do like to fill to a certain extent. Okay, like you can see. Well, they're not good examples actually, but yeah, there is a chance that this could get some upside, right, on a new 9-week candle. There is some relative strength. But I'm saying it's a dangerous kind of situation, because this is already moved up so much, right? It's almost due for a red candle, right? So that's what I will say. I'm saying a warning for it. Yes, there can be some upside into this wick, but then there's probably going to be some sort of downside. You would suggest down to this level here, because you know, it's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for a period it'll be 7 green 9-week candles. That's a lot of upside. So when you get that, yeah, the volume is very light here. The volume is not following the upside either. usually indicates you can get a dump at some point. So I'm just putting out a warning. Yes, there is bullishness, and yes, it can have some upside and slight upside. Like this 2-week candle is holding well and it's trying to go higher. So in the near term, yes, there can be some small upside. After it has a small upside, I get a little bit concerned. You know, you can see here, there's 4 days left in this week. This is a weekly bullish engulfing candle, kind of implying it wants to go a bit higher. It wants to move up in here to take liquidity in this drop, and you know, by that, you know, you could throw a fib on there, and you can see there's a 50% retrace up in here at the top of this candle, and in here to the 61%. You know, so up in there is possible, right? This is possible to move up into that. But then I get concerned. I would get worried that it may top out. So you got to be careful in the way you play it. It's still red on the 3-day. There's 1 day left here. If you're looking to buy this, yeah, probably at this point, probably better either if you already got in yesterday for some reason. If you know, if you've seen that pattern and tried to trade that pattern before Bitcoin broke down, well, you could probably get out here around break even, or you could try and trade a new 3-day candle to see if it can go higher on a new 3-day. The problem with that is, I just want to state the problem with it is that we've already had a bullish weekly move. Like we're already strong on a weekly. So to be honest, the safe trade might actually be on a new week. So dips here might be buying opportunities to then go higher on a new week. This is trying to be bullish and break to the upside. It's already had a bullish weekly. Can it go more? Yes. But you can see here it had a bullish weekly engulfing here. There still was some dip back in the new week for buying opportunity before going higher. And that's kind of what I'm saying here. I think the safe trade, could this go a little bit higher now? Yes, it could. But I'm just saying the safe way to trade this may actually be to have patience on it and look to buy dips into here. So dips down into here could then go higher, and that might actually be the safe way to trade this. We can go down into a daily chart and see, you know, what that looks like. So it is strong, it is moving up, but there may be some sort of dips down into this sort of green area, green box before going higher. It is trying to build out a bullish base here. There is relative strength. You know, ideally, you probably want the lows of today to hold. You probably don't want that to be taken out. You probably want dips to be holding in that range and seeing if there's strength there to move higher. Because that's an important pivot now. Because why is it an important pivot? Well, there's actually quite a bit of volume on it. I know it doesn't look like it there. If I move this in a bit, there's quite a bit of volume there. Also, today was a major pivot for Bitcoin. You know, it dropped hard. So you kind of want the lows of today to hold. If the lows of today is not holding, there's a bit of a problem. So it is choppy, it's a bit messy, but the chart is saying, because it is because of the relative strength and because of the bullish engulfing candle, that next week that this should have a little bit more upside. Then you need to be careful.